I have to tell you, I'm a little perplexed today because the news doesn't make sense to me again. On a day which was extremely damaging for the administration and important for America and her safety, the news was breaking regarding what the Obama administration knew and when they knew about Benghazi in the lead up to the 9/11 attacks. And on the day that the chief economist from the IMF comes out and says the world economy is going to take at least 10 years to begin to emerge from an economic crisis, and all the Benghazi stuff, conservatives, for some reason, decided to shift gears and focus on a tape of Obama giving a speech in 2007. When I first saw that last night, I thought to myself, wow, that must be quite the amazing tape. I mean, we're not going to talk about the perilous state of the economy. We're not going to talk about, what people are describing now as a cover-up in Libya. I mean, because those are issues that matter to America. A tape of Obama giving a shout-out to Reverend Wright in 2007, does that matter to you, really? Look, we've already been down this road, and, I didn't even watch this tape today. My team did, and he says plenty of controversial things. But am I the only one who noticed that the Reverend Wright stuff has already been covered? And everybody in America who cares about that is already there. It's been there, done that. Anyone who could have been affected by it already is. The rest of America made up their mind. I mean, have we gone insane? Is the speech, racially divisive? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it is. It is. And it's delivered in this weird, bizarre, pandering accent that the president doesn't normally use. He uses it because he's a chameleon. That's why. So, is that going to change anybody's minds? No. We already know that about Obama. And people who already know that and have dismissed it are going to dismiss it again. This new tape also was already reported on in 2007. I mean, we have a tape of President Obama saying that he wants to raise your electricity rates on purpose, that they will, under his plan, they will necessarily skyrocket. He's on tape complaining that the Constitution it should be rewritten in reverse because this is a charter of negative liberties, and it doesn't take into account all the community organizing that can be done. Does anybody really believe that releasing a secret tape at this point in the game is going to change anyone's mind? I mean, unless he's hanging out with, King Shamir Shabazz yelling, "Kill a cracker baby," it's not going to move the needle at all. In fact, I don't even think if Obama was yelling, "Kill a cracker baby," it's not going to, nobody cares. All they'll say is, "Oh, you're just trying to make him look like he's saying kill a cracker baby." No, he is saying it. What does affect the American people? Because people will say, that doesn't affect me. And in the short run, they're right. Here's what does affect people. Gas prices up 107% since the man took office. That's real. Food prices up 20%. How many people in America stand at the checkout line and they have to put something back? They don't have enough money. Tuition is up 25%. How many of us think, how am I going to afford the tuition for my children? That matters to people. The fact that we are now closer to World War III than I believe we have been since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Have you seen the state of the Middle East? The fact that there is now a massive cover-up over Libya. Those things actually do affect Americans. The videotape, okay, whatever. It's an unwelcome distraction from the real issues that were starting to gain traction in the media. Issues like Obama's handling of Libya. His handling of Libya has been so discombobulated. It's full of lies that even the mainstream media was starting to pick up the heat. Fox, of course, been on it for a while. CNN, even Jon Stewart was hammering on it.
That question is not the wisdom of the Libya operation. That question is the honesty of the Obama administration.
Sources tell ABC News that intelligence officials on the ground immediately suspected the attack was not tied to the movie at all.
The key information left out of the talking points can only mean the administration is covering something up.
Our sources tell us that law enforcement officials knew within 24 hours that this was a terror attack.
Well, two things apparently have become clear. The attack on our embassy was planned and coordinated. The response to it, not so much.
So why focus someplace else? This is important. Why let this off the hook? Something of real substance, something that matters to the security of the homeland. Obama welcomes the talk of the 2007 videotape, just like he welcomes the birther talk. I mean, honestly, if I were him, here's what I would have done. I would have taken my birth certificate, which was absolutely genuine, and then I would have said, photocopy it, cut and paste the stuff that's on it, just put it back on so it looks like we doctored it, even though it's all still absolutely real, and send it out. That's what I would have done, because it would drive people crazy. It's a win for him. His campaign was eager to highlight this tape yesterday, boom, in a transparent attempt to change the subject from his comments attacking half of the American people. Mitt Romney's allies recirculated video of a 2000 event that was open to and extensively covered by the press at the time. True. They don't want you talking about Libya. They don't want you talking about the economy. I mean, can we get back on track? This is a White House in crisis. Last night when I was watching that videotape, I thought to myself, why waste the airtime here, gang? With what we've learned just in the last few hours on Libya. First, Benghazi was bombed twice in the run-up to the 9/11 attacks. In all, there were 13 violent incidents. 5 defined as serious. In the weeks before the attack that killed Ambassador Stevens, 5. The British consulate, the Red Cross, closed their facilities due to the increased violence. Radicals were posting Ambassador Stevens' jogging route on Facebook and threatening him. So then he goes out and he's in Benghazi. What? The media just has to ask one clear question. Why? Why was the ambassador without protection in Benghazi? Why? That's the key question. These facts kind of put a gaping hole in the administration's claim that they weren't aware of any increased security threat in Benghazi. We have that now. We have it. What else is going on? This is important for the Middle East. Also, these attacks began happening well before July, the date the YouTube video was posted. So, is the president carrying out a Muslim Brotherhood agenda item? Why would he say that about the video? Why is he still saying it? The terrorists were obviously angry about something before July. The administration knew the violence was increasing. They knew the YouTube story was bogus, and yet they put it out for some reason. They asked or allowed this ambassador to go to the embassy without protection. Why? Second thing we learned yesterday. Story that broke yesterday afternoon. The House Oversight Committee has sent a letter to Hillary Clinton claiming that prior to the 9/11 attacks on Benghazi, the U.S. mission in Libya made repeated requests for increased security in Benghazi, the mission in Libya. However, they were denied. They were denied the resources by officials in Washington. This, despite the clear pattern of violence leading up to the attacks. Anyone with half a brain would know that 9/11 is a high alert day. So why would the administration ignore their pleas for help? Why would Ambassador Stevens go in Libya to the worst section of Libya with limited or no security detail? Third, we also found out yesterday, a prime suspect in the Ambassador Stevens murder had been freed. He was in an Egyptian prison during the Arab Spring. Mubarak had him locked up. But the Arab Spring, the one that Barack Obama cheered on, and in the process ignored every single warning sign, like when thousands of radicals were released from prison out into the streets, we now know that at least one of those prisoners ended up helping kill Ambassador Stevens in Benghazi. Fourth, more than 3 weeks have passed since the attacks. And despite assuring the world that he's going to do, quote, everything in his power to get to the bottom of this story, we now find out that not a single FBI agent has set foot at the crime scene. CNN has been on the crime scene, but our FBI has not been. Also, beyond that, not a single eyewitness has been interviewed. call me. How's that? They said today, it looks like we're not going to be able to go in and have anybody interviewed. Yet, they keep assuring us that they're going to get to the bottom of this because they keep talking about, quote, an ongoing investigation. Watch.
What I'm telling you is this is under investigation.
First of all, it's important to know that there's an FBI investigation that has begun.
No. What other factors were involved is a matter of investigation. There is an ongoing investigation into what happened in Benghazi that's being led by the FBI.
Yeah, we don't have all the information yet, and so we're still gathering it.
No, they're not. No, they're not. We're not only sending the message that you can kill an ambassador of the United States and others, and we won't send a team to investigate, but more disturbing is they are telling you, for some reason, that there's a team on the ground and they have an ongoing FBI investigation. No, there's none. No one. It's a question a 2-year-old would ask. Why? If they come back and say, well, it's too dangerous, well, then let me say this. First, CNN has been there. Reporters have been there. CNN got there apparently before anybody else and took the ambassador's journal. So if it's danger, well, CNN's doing it. 2, let's go back to question 1. If it was so dangerous, why was the ambassador there with no security? This is very important. It's very important because I have a feeling this goes back to us going into Libya, us giving arms to Al-Qaeda and some very bad people, because that's what the 2 guys for the Navy SEALs that were killed, that's what they were doing there. What was the ambassador doing there? I don't know. But the 2 Navy SEALs that were killed, they were looking for the weapons that we gave people. Something's very, very wrong. It not only has to do with that, but I fear it has something to do with the institutionalized Muslim Brotherhood in this country. That's either the reason for the lies or the reason for the cover-up. I'm not sure which yet, but the truth matters. Not a lot of people are going to be the carriers of this truth. You just have to ask the question. You know, God gave us at birth the secret of life in the form of a question. All of our kids, it's a never-ending question. And yet, when we get older, it seems to end with us. Why?